Hey everybody, and welcome back to my studio. I'm taking a little bit of a break from this piece. It's more exciting on this side. This is the November gemstone, which I know when you're watching this video it's December, but I'm doing the art in November. That counts, right? It counts. I will tell you, it's different than my other gemstones, but you're gonna have to wait till Monday's video to see this little gem. Pun intended. Today I want to talk to you guys about a challenge that I finished. For those of you who did not read the thumbnail or title of this video, we finished Huevember. Ooh, yeah. I've done Inktober for the last couple of years, and this year I decided to challenge myself to do Huevember. Never done it before. And there were some vast differences between how I approached Inktober and how I approached Huevember. And I'll talk about the pros and cons and what I thought about Huevember in just a second. But here they are, you guys. A lot of you guys have asked me what am I going to be doing with all 30 of these drawings. I do have 2 plans for them, so make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video to find out how you might be able to own one of these beauties. Let's go. I'm not going to sit and talk about every single individual picture. If there's an interesting tidbit or fact, I will go ahead and share that with you guys. But though I will go ahead and put the Copic color marker that I chose to feature in each picture along the side there, just in case you were curious. So with that being said, I did all these pieces using Copic markers plus a few different glitter pens, gel pens, and I'll have a list of those in the description box below if you want to check them out, what type of glitter pen or gel pen I like to use. I did not give myself like a prompt for each day. In fact, I just randomly drew up 30 drawings. I kept them under the overall theme of cute girls or female characters because I knew I wanted to hopefully put this into some sort of collection, and I want it to be kind of cohesive, go together. I did the actual sketching and drawing on my computer, on my Cintiq tablet, that way I could print the sketches off. I also made copies of these on my Etsy shop for anyone who wanted to color along with me, or color however you wanted to color them. So if you're interested, I'll put a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below where you can go and pick up all 30 of the line art. With this little ladybug fairy is where I first began to utilize the glitter pen. I have several different glitter pens that I like to use, but I find the best glitter pen, I had been using like Specca glitter pens, but I find they dry out really fast for me. I don't know if that's how that happens with you guys or not, but they seem to dry out way too fast for me. So I actually use let me see if I can find it here. So Jelly Roll actually has like a glitter pen option, and I find it is the best glitter pen out there. So the Jelly Roll itself for a white gel pen is okay, but my favorite one is the Sakura Decros. Again, I will put that as a link in the description box below so you can check them out. But that is my favorite white gel pen. It was really fun as you guys were coloring along with me to tag me in your photos, because I didn't assign a certain print for a certain day. I just randomly chose out which picture I felt went with that day on that day. So it was interesting to see what other people were choosing for that day and how you guys colored it. It's not too late to color these and share them with me. You can do that at any time. It doesn't have to be during Huevember. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the differences between Inktober and Huevember. I found Inktober the last several years that I have done it to be a huge challenge, which is good, but also super stressful. It might be that I give myself too many parameters to fulfill. It's not just creating drawing, but whether I'm following a prompt or a certain size or something. I always find that Inktober is always a struggle for me. I was able to complete it this year, but barely. Now, with Huevember, I gave myself very little parameters just to create a picture based or featuring a color. As you can see, I didn't just solely use one color in each of these drawings. I took a color and tried to feature it. So when you looked at the picture, you wouldn't say, oh, that's just a very pink picture. But you would maybe see that that color was more featured than others. with doing that, I find that some of my pictures are featured a little bit better with the colors, and some of them, like an upcoming witch piece that I have, I think I failed on that day. It's a great looking piece. I love the coloring and all that, but I think the color, the overall color that I had chosen for that day just didn't show through. So, you know, it was a learning process, and it was still a good challenge. There were some days that I just did not feel like coloring and I had to make myself do it. There were a few days that just time-wise I wasn't able to get that day done. But then again, there were days that I knew, like around Thanksgiving, I wasn't going to be home and I didn't want to have to fall behind. So I worked ahead and got them done. I actually finished Huevember a couple of days before the end of November. I think I finished it on the 28th. Just because I was hoping that I could start printing out the zine and have that offered for you. And then began realizing how much of a challenge editing a zine is. It's a bit of a challenge. If you want to follow along with that journey, I have a link to my Instagram account. I show a lot of the processes and ask you guys your opinions and over on Instagram. It's a fun way to see kind of behind the scenes, pull back the magic curtain and reveal what goes on in my artistic head and journey in life. For a few of these pieces, specifically the Alice in Wonderland piece and then the Cinderella piece, when I did the line art, I was inspired obviously by the original characters, but I didn't want to make them totally look like them. I was like, okay, I'm going to do Cinderella, but I'm going to do her in a bright red dress or something. And when it came to it, I forgot to pick Cinderella to actually use on the red day. And it was getting towards the end, and I thought, this blue is just so perfect for her. And same thing with Alice. But I tried to add a few features that were unique to their design and style. So I think it pulled off. And I changed their hair color. I'm going to be talking later on in this video how you can actually get these originals. You'll find that on a couple of them there is a smudge of yellow paint. And that's just what happens in an art studio. Sometimes things get cross-contaminated, so you know it's the original because there's a splotch in the corner. It's that when you art so much out, that's what it is. I also had two designs that were inspired by one of my favorite ponies from My Little Pony, which is Pinkie Pie. While I didn't color her to be exactly like a Pinkie Pie crossover, the line art definitely was inspired by. So overall, what were my thoughts on Huevember? It was fun because I had pre-drawn all of the line art up ahead of time. The coloring portion of this was so much fun and so relaxing. The hardest part for me was to make sure that I had time to actually put into coloring these pieces. I had kind of a crazy schedule in November, but ultimately it was a blast and I highly, highly recommend it. If you have always wanted to do a challenge but have been nervous about it, Huevember is a great one to start with. I also will say that this last piece here of this waitress was highly inspired by my fellow YouTube artist and friend Bailey J. She did a waitress piece, so I did a waitress piece, and when I colored it, I gave her Bailey's signature pink hair. What are my plans to do with these Inktober drawings? Well, the first one is that I am working to put it into a zine. I thought the hard part about making a zine would be actually making the art for the zine. No, it's editing the photos to make them the same color. I can scan this photo, but when I print this photo, the colors are not always true to each other, and I'm trying to figure that out. And because the whole premise of this zine is the hue that they are, the color that they are, kind of important that they match as closely as possible. So that's a thing. I'll make a video going through the process of creating my first zine when that happens. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out. But the second thing that I'm going to be doing with all of these pictures is similar to what I did last year in my shop, which I am going to be creating a blind bag kind of thing. A blind bag, surprise bag, whatever they are. You purchase the item and you don't know exactly what's inside. Last year I had two of them. I had the smaller set and then the larger set. The smaller set had a couple of prints, a bookmark, and maybe a sticker, where the larger set had an original piece of artwork, several prints, a sticker or bookmark, something like this. Where with this year, the first 30 that I sell are guaranteed to have one of these original prints. Not prints, pieces. These are the originals. Oh. There's going to be other goodies inside the blind bags as well, including prints, stickers, bookmarks, a lot of things that I sell exclusively at my Comic-Cons that I don't have listed on my shop. Mostly the stickers. So if you are wanting to pick up some of those things, getting one of the blind bags might be an option. I'll leave a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. Well, with that being said, I'm going to get back to working on this little beauty. Again, that video will be out on Monday, so make sure to watch. I'll also be doing an announcement. There's going to be a change in the way I produce my videos on this channel, so I'll talk again about that in Monday's video. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you in another art video. Maybe one of these art videos right here. They're pretty cool. Look, I can hide behind them. Look, you can't see me anymore. Here I am. Now I'm gone. Here I am. Now I'm gone. Here I am. Just like a video. I got work to do.